Hey, what up, folks? I'm Graphics Row. What do you fucking care? Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why do I keep coming back here? It's like an abusive relationship. I just want to leave so bad. I just want to walk out that door and never come back. Because I know there's only pain waiting for me if I go back. But nah, baby, I'll be better. It just takes time. Just be a little patient. Now, come on, baby. Let me borrow 15 bucks. I'll be right back. I gotta go get some milk. I'll be back in 2 seconds. What? No, I ain't going around that bitch Chandra's house. You know a pussy stink. What? No, I don't know that. But you know what I mean, baby. Come on. Now, come over here and get daddy a kiss. Now, what'd I tell you about putting your nose in my business, bitch? Just pain. All I'll find is more pain. But it hurts so good! First mod today is Radius Total War mod by Radius. This mod
changes everything.
In fact, it changes far too much for me to adequately describe, so I'ma just give you the skinny version. The full Radius mod changes diplomacy in many ways, attempting to make it more human, or should I say less brain dead. It tweaks the economy and the AI building habits so the AI doesn't choke to death on all that money it didn't build crops with. He puts in 4 turns per year to help your characters from coming up with a bad case of the deads, as well as gives us more armies to work with. With more money and other tweaks, he keeps the campaign difficult for far longer, and the battles are longer and more drawn out and far more epic, with your ability to go down to the ground more often with your camera and see the action. And to top it all off, he adds a crap ton of new units. And they are gorgeous. Not all of them very historically accurate though, but if you want more historically accurate, then there are other mods for that. But it's nothing too crazy. There is a level of accuracy I want, and a level of inaccuracy I'm okay with. And with the units, Radius balances it out pretty well, I think. Balance is the name of the game with this whole mod, I think. He puts in a lot of work balancing every aspect from the economy to the battles. But there are so many changes. Removal of the Civil War for one example. What if there are some changes that you just really hate and it's keeping you from checking out the mod? Well, luckily Radius solves that by splitting up his great mod into many different parts, like the AI mod or the battle mod. All can be found on Steam or the Total War Center forums. I personally use some of the split up mods and not the complete full mod because he made some changes that I just don't like, and cover the difference with other smaller mods from other people. In short, if the vanilla campaign has just been boring you to tears, I guarantee you that much like a Mormon at a dick-sucking contest, this mod will be a whole new experience. Next up is Darth Mod Empire by Darth Vader. Lord Vader, can you hear me?
Yes, Master. Have I missed Empire's Day 1 release? Have you a copy? Was it the next generation masterpiece we were all promised?
It seems it was released in an unfinished beta form. It is terribly buggy and crashes all the time. And the forts, Lord Vader. The forts are...
That's impossible! I saw the E3 trailer, listened to the interviews, saw every preview! They wouldn't! They couldn't!
This is another overhaul mod that basically fixes Empire. When the game came out, it was buggy as all hell. I didn't get it on release because it would be a while before I had gotten a computer that could handle the crazy specs this thing needed, but I eventually got the computer and then I got the game. When I played it, it wasn't nearly as buggy, but it still had its problems, and I did experience a lot of crashes, bad AI, bad diplomacy, etc. But I still had a lot of fun. When I discovered Darth Mod, it changed the whole experience. Again, Mormon to dick-sucking contests. I was in love with it all over again. It tweaks battle AI so the battles are a lot more engaging and difficult. Lots of factions are unlocked and able to be played. Lots of graphical UI improvements all over the place, like the map. Naval battles have been tweaked a lot. I always loved the naval battles, but this just makes them even better. There's no game that represents this era's naval battles as massively cool as Empire. Campaign is reworked with better economical decisions, better diplomacy, more overseas invasions, more this, more that, more cats and hats. It just never ends with a log like that. But the biggest thing I love is the cinematic feel it gives with the new graphical effects. The smoke looks better than ever and is less laggy, and the musket fire. Oh, get ready for some musket porn, baby. In short, Darth mod is boss, no question about it. It isn't compatible with other mods, so if you want to use the Civil War mod or the World War I mod, you'll have to install it, but he makes that easy with the launcher that comes with it. But to me, this is the definitive Empire mod and everyone should have it. And, butts, I guess. Next up is Sparta Total Reskin by Idreas. There are a lot of Sparta reskin mods out there to try to take us away from the god-awful Smurf hat depiction of Sparta in this game. It's bad enough that Sparta was balanced so terribly, now you gotta put condom tips on the top of their heads? But luckily Idreas fixes all that and makes Sparta look like the badasses they were always supposed to be. This is my personal favorite Sparta reskin mod and the one I always use. Just look at these guys, they're so beautiful. So delicious. Yeah, they're just, God. They're just great. They look at that. They're just, yeah. Yeah, get...
Only the hard and strong.
Get wet. You know you want to. Just, come on. He's
Only
looking
the
right
hard.
at you. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great.
Only the hard. Only the strong.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Only the hard.
Come on. Oh yeah.
Only the hard.
That's great. Look at him. Oh, come
Only
on.
the hard and strong.
Hard to get. Oh come on, he's just playing a little hard to get. Come on, listen to this.
Only the hard.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Only the hard.
These 300 men are my personal bodyguard.
Last mod today is Rectum 2.6 by DVK901, Tone, and a crapload of others. So I guess today is going to be overhaul day, and this is one of the best, and definitely one of my favorites. One of the best mods for Rome Total War, Rectum completely flipped the script on what people thought was possible with Rome 1's graphics. But just look at it, after playing this you'll never be able to go back to the vanilla game's graphics ever again. But graphics isn't the only thing that
got flipped turned upside down.
Everything has been overhauled, from the units, which they not only look beautiful, but they are plentiful with all the factions getting many new units to use in campaign, to the campaign map, which is bigger and unlike the vanilla campaign map does not look like someone vomited on a puddle. The battles have been rebalanced, so you'll find battles are longer and more epic, especially on harder difficulties. But the second biggest overhaul they did to the game has to be the economy. You actually have to think about what buildings you construct where, and they all matter. There are tons of new buildings to be built, and they all have a purpose. And they all have thought put into them, unlike the bland buildings of vanilla. And what buildings you build very much affects the economy, whereas vanilla simply gives you more money with every building until you're so rich you can finally get into that yacht club without having to sneak in under Donald Sterling's massive balls. With most buildings there is a price. You have to pay taxes for most of the buildings to keep them running. Realistic, since you need to pay taxes to keep things like roads and government buildings from falling apart. So if you build too many high-level buildings too fast, you can quickly find yourself in big debt. This mod is so great in so many ways, and is the only real rival to Europa Barbarorum in my opinion. And to top it all off, the Spartans in this game look better than the Spartans in Rome 2! A+, Rectum, A+. So that was my mods of the week. I hope it helped some of you out. On a last note, a viewer turned me on to a mod collection, Frozen Min BG's Collector's Edition for Rome 2. I'm not going to go too deeply into it because this show's more about mods than it is collections, but I was kind of unaware of the collections before this, and I think the idea is pretty cool for people who don't want to go slogging through the thousands of Rome 2 mods to get the experience they're looking for. There are many collections that people have put together to cater to a certain theme or feel of the game without adding unnecessary bits. Like one collection catering to a historical feel and another to a more fantasy feel, etc. I still recommend looking for these mods yourself to more mold the experience to yourself, but if you don't feel like doing that, you can just go for one of these collections people have put together, which have been tested for compatibility usually. So you most likely won't have to worry about any compatibility problems with these collections. Thanks to all of you who accidentally watched my last mods video and unintentionally contributed to my insanity. If it weren't for you, well, I'd still be pretty great. And to all of you who are put off by the alien concept of humor, remember, every dislike and unsub I get will get you that much closer to finally witnessing a live suicide on YouTube. I'm your graphics rogue, and I will see you next time. At least once more. Peace.